and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I about to do? All of a sudden I hear the door open and I'm like, okay, so we're about to talk about how I rescued my cat Milo. Hi, Milo. Say hi. He said it's 2 o'clock and I'm still awake. I lived in the type of house where we did not have pets. I had a few fish. I killed a few fish, but that's pretty much it. So my mom hates pets. She made it very clear that I was never ever allowed to have a dog, a cat. So fast forward to the year was 2017. Basically, I had went to my friend's apartment for her birthday. It was like really lit. It was a good time. We had a great time. It was time to go home. And we had went outside and all of a sudden like this cat like popped up out of nowhere and I was like, okay. Anyway, and my friend, she's crazy. She wants to be a vet. So she sees this cat. She's like, yo, I want to pick it up. I was like, pick it up? Like, Like, I was just like, put that thing down. She puts the cat down. And I don't know what it is. Something in me was just like, look down. And I looked down and me and the cat made eye contact. And I was just like, so one thing that you gotta know about me is that I am a very, very spontaneous person. So oftentimes I will decide something and I'm gonna follow through. So at that moment I had decided that he was getting in the car with me and we were gonna take care of this cat. Like we ended up taking him to my friend's like dorm or whatever, which did not allow pets, by the way. My friend gave him some chicken salad, like, disgusting. But that was all we had and he was starving. So he stayed there for the night. He ended up peeing on her floor that night, which is hilarious. Literally this whole entire time, I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was just rolling with it. Like I was like, whatever. I've never taken care of an animal before. Like the only animal I've ever taken care of is a fish, and that didn't go very well. I'm not allowed to have animals, so I didn't know what was about to happen. So I took him back to my house and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I about to do? Like, granted, I'm not allowed to have pets. Like, my mom wanted no piece of this. Like, I was like, yo, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna hide him. It's so stupid. So I took him upstairs in the bathroom. Like I wasn't hiding him yet. I didn't know where exactly I was going to put him, but I was like, all right, for the day, since nobody's really here, like I can just put him in the bathroom or whatever. Like it's all good. That would be the day that my brother decides to come home for lunch. I was like, oh man, like literally I was like upstairs trying to like make his like litter box or whatever and get his food together and get him like all situated. All of a sudden I hear the door open and I'm like, and my brother comes in and I'm like trying to act all normal. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, da, da, da. And all of a sudden you just hear, meow, meow. I'm like, yo, shut up. Like, I'm trying to save you. And I'm like still trying to talk to my brother. And he's just like, is there a cat upstairs? And I'm like, maybe. He was just like, yeah, get that cat out of here. So I got a new plan together. My new plan was to take him to either like a shelter or somewhere where they didn't basically murder animals. And I literally put up on my Instagram, I put on my Snapchat, I put everywhere. I was like, hey, I got a cat. He needs a home. Like, who wants to adopt him? But most of my friends lived in dorms or they lived in houses where, you know, they couldn't have pets. So I was just like, dang, I'm really stuck. And I didn't want to get rid of him. Like, I literally from the first moment that I saw him, I was like, that's my cat. Like, I was like, yeah, that's my cat. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we take him to the vet and she's like, yeah, he's really, really healthy. Da, da, da. He's about a year old. And yeah, he was obviously like not eating or anything, but like he was still like he was a strong cat. Like he was a trooper. I was like, I know, man. And then she was saying like the shots that he needed, and it was like some type of like flea medicine or whatever. And that joint got very expensive very fast, but me and my friend basically went half on it. She's like really cool. Yeah, and she helped me like pay for all the stuff that he needed. So I went back to my friend's house and I was like, all right, we got to convince my mom to let him stay. So we go to my house and I come in and my mom like, she's like chilling after work, you know, she had a long day. She's just like, she's like chilling on the couch or whatever. And I'm like, dang, I'm about to mess her whole life up. My friend comes in like holding him, you know, and she's like, no. Like my mom is like, no, absolutely not. Like, get that vermin out of my house. I don't know what you were thinking. Like, like she was just going off. And I was just like, basically, we just kind of like talked to my mom and was like, yeah, he has nowhere to go and da da da. What would Jesus do? Like, like I was literally pulling out all the stops. Like I was like just searching for any type of sympathy that I could get from her. And she was like, he can stay here for tonight, but that cat's gotta go tomorrow. And I was like, look, that's all I needed. I called my grandma and I'm like, Grandma, I got this cat. I picked him up off the street, da 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 da. Like, I'm like literally telling her everything. She's like, yeah, he can stay with me. And I was just so happy because like I could like still see him. Basically what happened is he stayed there for maybe like, I'm gonna say like a cool 2-3 weeks. And this little nuisance escaped. And I was like literally, I was so sick. Like I had finally gotten used to like, you know, him being somewhere where I can go and like visit him every once in a while, you know, play with him, whatever. And he escaped from my grandma's house. I was like, Milo. I was like, nah, I was like, I'm about to go out there. I'm gonna go find him, da da da. Like, but then basically later that night he had came back. Like, that's the thing about Milo. Like, he gets out all the time, like all the time, but he always comes back home. You know, I guess my mom felt how sad I was, and she was like, all right, go get him, and you can bring him here. And I was like, really? I can bring him here? I was like, he can stay here forever? Yeah, that was kind of our crazy journey into getting him into this house. And he's been here for the last 3 years, I think. I think it's going on 3 years this September. And he's a pretty cool cat. He's literally perfect. Like, I always wanted a dog, and he kind of acts like a dog, but he also acts like a cat. So it's like, the best of both worlds. Okay, so my advice to anybody who wants to rescue or whatever, like if you see a cat and you want to rescue it, don't be like me. I was just a little crazy and all over the place. I mean, it all ended up being okay, but there's definitely like some steps that you can take a little bit better. And there's definitely some caution that could have been thrown in there, and you know, I could have did a lot of things a lot better, but you know, it all worked out for the best, you know. He's here, he's healthy, he's cool, like, and here he is, he's sleeping. He's like, yo, it is 2 o'clock in the morning, like, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like this video, comment down below if you've ever rescued a stray animal, or would you ever rescue a stray animal. I can't believe he's sitting here this long. Oh, now he's moving. Look at